So I want to talk about renter-proof renovations and why this should be your focus. Because whatever will break or can break, it will break, right? You'll be surprised. I never thought they would smash a hole in the wall, and somehow tenants do stupid things, and you'll be surprised, right? So you want to make your units as indestructible as possible so that it'll last a long time, reduce your turnover costs, and save you on your expenses, increase your NOI, increase your value. Okay, so why renter-proof renovations is what you thought was impossible to break will break, right? Once you have renters, and when things break, you increase your expense, decrease NOI, and decrease the value of your property, right? Remember that equation, value equals NOI divided by the market cap rate. And when there's tenant turnover, units are being turned, you want to make sure it's fast and cheap and get that unit rented out as soon as possible. So the first one is called LVP Flooring. It's made from compressed layers of vinyl and is designed in a way that mimics real hardwood, right? So you can get that look of hardwood, but it's more flexible, it's softer, it's easy to install via glue or click and lock. If it's easy to install, it's cheaper in labor, it's scratch resistant and waterproof. If you spill water into hardwood, it's going to swell if you don't dry it immediately. The renter has pets, hardwood can be scratched up and needs to be replaced. It's expensive, right? But if you damage LVP, and that's the only way I've seen is you leave a boiling pot of water on the floor for like over 5 minutes. You just rip out the damaged section, replace it 1 to 3 panels, and you always buy extra LVP flooring as designs and colors get discontinued, right? So anytime they're renovating your apartment, you always use the same flooring for all the units, and then you always keep extra just in case there's any damages and you need to make any repairs, right? So that's kind of a pro tip right there. So next, you want to avoid carpet if possible. Carpet gets dirty fast, especially if they wear shoes on the carpet or you have pets. It requires a deep clean between tenants. It's $200 to do a full carpet cleaning, and if you allow pets, there's carpet, that pet odor lingers, and when you show the house, it just smells bad, despite doing the deep cleans. You have to do 2 deep cleans, and carpet has a short lifespan. Even the high traffic carpet, lasts maybe 10 years, but LVP has a 30-year lifespan, right? And it always looks good, right? That mimic hardwood will always look good, will always be popular. And at most, you should just have carpet in the bedrooms. If you decide to do it, you can do LVP in the bedrooms too. But get a darker tone, a dark gray, dark brown, to look cleaner to the naked eye, right? If you spill some wine on some white carpet, you can see that from a mile away. It looks disgusting. It looks filthy. You spill some white wine or red wine on some, medium brown or medium gray, and you clean it, it might blend in, right? Depending on the angle and the lighting. And for LVP flooring, you just need a quick mop, Swifter, whatever, vacuum it, it's ready, right? Very simple, very easy. Carpet needs to be deep cleaned and then aired out, right? Just a lot more work, a lot more effort. Next is avoid glass shower doors. They cost $500, and renters won't pay extra for it, right? All a tenant needs is a shower rod that they can provide themselves and get a shower curtain. And that costs like literally $20 at Target and Walmart. Believe it or not, I had a tenant slam my glass shower door a little bit and it shattered the whole thing. And I had to replace it, right? Because they expect it. So, and they look dirty over time with the soap suds and the calcium deposits. It makes the bathroom look a little bit more smaller. So, just save yourself the headache. Avoid the shower door. They can't break it if it's not there. Usually there's glass all over the floor. It requires an immediate maintenance request. The glass shower doors look dirty with the soap studs and the calcium deposits, and people are turned off by that, right? Remember, the bathroom is the second most important thing when looking at an apartment complex, and the shower door makes the bathroom appear smaller, right? So just save yourself the headache and avoid these. Just have them bring their own shower rod and get their own curtains. It's pretty standard in most apartment complexes. Once again, avoid ceiling fans. Tenants won't pay extra for a ceiling fan. These break all the time. I had to switch. I had 3 modes of the ceiling fan, and by all means, it was nice, right? But, I accidentally broke the switch because it's so fragile, and I had to put in a maintenance request to get it fixed, right? Maybe in the A-class apartments, you might need it, but if it's a C-class that you're renovating, avoid it, right? And then tenants can just go to Home Depot, Walmart, buy a floor fan for less than $100, install it themselves. They're not going to pay you extra rent. And ceiling fans break over time. You have light bulbs in there. The fan blade might not work. It just creates more issues, and the switches have multiple settings and they break, right? So just more maintenance. Stay away like the plague in C-class apartment complexes. If it's A class, maybe if you're getting that much higher rent, it could justify it. But in C-class, avoid this like the plague. Next, never purchase expensive blinds. Renters will never pay extra for luxury blinds, and sometimes they might install, their own curtains themselves to block out the sun. As long as the blinds work and block the sun, that's all the renters care about, right? They can install their own curtains, their own little rod. You can go to Target, buy a rod for like $10, buy some curtains for like 20, $30, install it themselves. If there's blinds, kids will climb on it, they'll throw things at it, it breaks. You can buy a cheap one at Home Depot, just buy the cheapest one, get it custom made to your window, and then get it installed, right? What can break will break, so try to prevent it by getting some cheaper options, right? So, like I said, even the A-class apartments that I lived in that are brand new, they don't even give me curtains. I have to install my own curtains, right? And that's pretty standard. Next, if you're replacing the water appliances, stick to low flow. Most landlords cover the water unless you implemented a RUBS, the rent utility billing system. But even if RUBS is implemented, if you can decrease your water costs, it's going to increase your NOI, increase your property value, right? So like if you're billing back $50 for a 1-bedroom unit and $100 for a 2-bedroom unit, but your average cost is maybe $40 for a 1-bed and like $80 for a 2-bed, then you pocket that difference in money, right? And then you can increase your NOI, increase your value, right? So if you're replacing the water appliance anyways, might as well just have the low flow option to save water, right? So the low flow shower heads, water efficient toilets, they'll tell you how many gallons per flush, the low flow faucets, and you just can if you go to Home Depot or Lowe's, and you can ask them like what's the low flow option, and you can ask your property manager, your contractor, say hey, get the low flow options and save you some money there. Next is door stoppers or wall protectors. Renters will slam doors, and you've probably seen this before. You may have done it yourself, and your renter accidentally slams a door, and the doorknob will smash a hole in the drywall, like in this picture here, right? This is literally from one of my properties when a tenant slammed the door too hard, and it created a nice little hole in my drywall, and now you have to cut out the drywall and replace it and patch it up and cost money, right? And then tenants don't like it. They see a hole in the wall. So you can install those door stoppers on the, like the ones that stop you. That's usually by the baseboard, or you can get the wall protector to, like you see here. You can buy them relatively inexpensive at Home Depot, Lowe's, and if it saves you having a hole in the wall, that will be more than worth it. Next, go for the glossy finish paint. Matte paint's hard to clean before it turns. If people have like dirty hands and they touch it, ends up scuffed when a tenant moves in and out. With glossy finish paint, it's easy to wipe clean, especially in the kitchen when you're cooking a lot of oil. The grease accumulates over time. If it's a glossy paint, you can just wipe it off with some degreaser. In the restrooms, you want to prevent the water moisture into getting to the drywall, which creates mold over time. So you want that glossier finish paint, and it makes it brighter when it reflects the sunlight, so it makes it look brighter and more open. So just always try to get for a glossy finish paint, and tell your contractor that that's what you want.